Hi there, it's Krista here for a weekly reading for my dear Sagittarians for the week of April 15th to the 21st. I know this is really late, super sorry. I'm in between work schedules, but by the end of the month, things will be back to normal and I'll be uploading on time, I promise. So welcome back, Sagittarius. Thanks for joining me. I'm doing a slightly different reading than I did last week. I'm going to be doing a 5-card spread using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And then we're just going to be drawing some additional guidance from the Healing with the Angels Oracle and the Medicine card tarot. So this is a general reading for Sagittarius. If you know what your moon and rising signs are, you can watch those videos as well for some extra information if you find this isn't resonating with you. And you can find links to not only information about myself, how to get a hold of me, and the cards that I'm using, but a link to a site called Always Astrology. So if you don't already know your moon and rising sign, you can punch in your information there at that site, and it'll give you a nice little write-up about your entire birth chart. So Sagittarius, I wish for you all success, joy, and wellness. I invoke spirits of love and light and beauty. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. I ask Gaia to please bless this reading for Sagittarius. So again, this is a general reading for Sagittarius. If you'd like something more in depth, you can always get a hold of me for a personal reading where you have the opportunity to ask a direct question or have direct issues addressed. But I hope the general reading does appeal to you, at least in some way. All right, so the central card in your spread this week, Sagittarius, is time for a nap. Could it be that you're overthinking something? Could very well be. You could be mentally tired from something. You could just be exhausted physically. You could be needing escape from something, getting away from something that even you may not even think that it's stressful for you. But your body is out of sorts or acting odd, or you don't feel quote unquote right. So you might need a little step back and taking a step back from something and just releasing it always leads to clarity. So particularly if you're in a hurry to get to something or in a hurry to reach something or figure something out, you might find that by just taking a little step back or letting go of the need to know or understand or be all things to all people, you know, you can relax on that a little bit because those answers will come to you if you just give yourself a little rest. And right behind you, this is what you're just coming out of, is the Thinker. So what are you thinking about, Sagittarius? What are you spending so much time and energy thinking about? Could it be your friendships? Could it be how you work? Not necessarily where you work or what you do for work, but how you do it. How you feel. I really feel like this is, in this position, particularly next to the time for a nap, that you're thinking about something that you're not in the habit of thinking about a lot. And I don't, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means something is curious to you and you're willing to give it some thought. But this is sort of it's a new level of thinking for you. And your outcome card is the Tribe. I'm just going to pull 2 more cards for outside and internal influences. I mean, what I'm feeling really is a big search. There's a big search here that this week Spirit is saying, despite all obvious signs that, if you want something, you have to go for it. You have to move. Action needs to be involved. This is kind of saying, you know what? Relax, slow down, maybe even stop, maybe even take a nap, step back altogether, put something else in its place for the time being, stop stressing or worrying about it. But definitely let it go, whatever it is. Not forever, like that you never have to think about it again, but maybe if something is causing stress, or if you're thinking about something to the point where you're driving yourself to do something, maybe you take a step back and you might find information comes to you, or you have aha moments. So the overall energy to the reading this week, Sagittarius, is message in a bottle. This is always fun because this is heavily interpretable. This could be something like having a drink, literally having a drink or two and then going, I get it. That was something you didn't get before. Or it could be something that's coming to you through the wire. Okay, water is, it's an electrical current energy. So, and there's also, I'll show you really closely. I hope you can see this. In the bottle that the pelican's standing top of is an actual telephone. So there's a message coming through the wire, or you're looking for messages or information or data or whatever you're contemplating, you're thinking about. You will probably find the most accurate information through the wire. So over the phone, over text. I'm going to suggest most obviously the internet. So maybe instead of, or maybe not even instead of, but maybe in addition to talking to some friends, doing some, what's it called, like brainstorming, you might find, and again, like that feels like action, right? But maybe to be that sort of lurker, maybe just looking at information online a little bit while relaxing about it and not being stressed with having an answer right away is could be the ticket this week. So in detail, we'll just look a little bit closer at time for a nap. We're looking at a lot of spiritual cards here. I'm just looking at the numerology. So a lot going on in your heart and with your emotions while you're feeling stable. So this isn't an upsetting reading by any means. It's not upsetting or uncontrolled, or, if you don't find the answer, something bad will happen or you'll fail or anything like that. I think this is just something that you're contemplating on your own for yourself, that you're taking a personal interest in. And there's a beautiful little fox resting on the moon. So again, with some female symbology here and some wild symbology here. Maybe it's just something like you need to let loose. Maybe you've been, if you live a 9-to-5 life, for example, or if you're a parent, or some role, quote unquote, in society that you might just need a little, like a really fixed role that comes with a lot of responsibility. You might just need to step back from that for your own mental health. Just to clear things out for yourself. And then what you're coming right out of is the thinker card. So again, just in terms of, you're contemplating something for yourself for the first time in a serious way. Sagittarians are, along with Geminis, like, I don't know if your brains actually turn off, like are thinkers and contemplators, and you're another term for Sagittarius in describing the sign is the philosopher. So and the referee. um, so you might just be trying to find, what side are you on? Where do you take this information? Who can you talk about it with? Where do you go? And this is why I'm going to rely again on the channels of the wire. Generally, because we live in the age of the internet, I'm just going to say the net. But could it come through a telephone, like a message board, someone that you're talking to online, something that you're just reading, watching a video, but something you're interested in? That's really going to put something in perspective for you, or has already put something in perspective for you that you hadn't contemplated before or hadn't thought about that way. So this is nice because, for someone who is a thinker and a philosopher, I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think Sagittarians get stumped a lot. I don't think much stumps you. I think you look at something, you contemplate it, you're analytical, philosophical, and you assess it and you apply it or you don't, and then you just move on. Okay, Sag is a fire sign. You're not going to cling to this kind of thing. But I think this is maybe taking you off your guard a little bit. So whatever that subject is for you is very intriguing for you. And some of your outside influences here, and the top card is TikTok. And TikTok is really lovely imagery-wise as well, because there is a pocket watch coming out of seemingly nowhere that is attached to an air balloon. Forgive me, Sagittarius. No one ever calls me, I swear. So you might find that one of two things might be occurring here, that you might feel like if you don't figure this out quickly, you're going to fall behind. So whatever you're contemplating here. And on the other hand, I think that because these are external influences, on the other hand, and probably more likely, you're thinking, I do have all the time in the world. What's the rush? I'm going to take my time, because time is a construct, right? Clocks and calendars are constructs. The only real time is the natural world, nature, right? Day, night, spring, summer. Okay, that's time. So I think externally, I think you recognize that there's no real rush for this. This is something that you need to figure out on your own, and you're willing to get a lot of help, and you're willing to learn how to do it in your own time. I don't think you're going to feel pressured. You might even feel like there's a sense of timelessness that, for this question or concern in particular, that what's the rush, right? You're willing, in fact, to contemplate this longer than you would other things, or to put more effort into discovering what it really means for you. So that's lovely. That means you're not going to feel rushed and you're not stressed out about this new phase or thinking or contemplation in your life. What you're bringing to the table this week, Sagittarius, internally, influence-wise, is the card Flexible. And again, not shocked. You are a Sagittarius, and you're not the type of person, unless you had a lot of really heavy energy around some of the first 5 planets of your chart, you're probably going to be pretty easygoing about what you are learning and who you're turning to learn it from. And I'm not shocked, right? I mean, you're a really flexible sign. Or it might even be telling you for the first time, because Sagittarians are very opinionated, it might be telling you, okay, in this instance, maybe it is more important to be flexible while learning, right? Like if this is something you're looking into or contemplating or educating yourself about, however you want to apply those words and terminologies to yourself in a general way this week, Sagittarius, this is saying that it will be really important perhaps not to come to a really strict and immediate decision regarding this question or concern. So just stay flexible, maybe relax on it a little bit, keep pondering it. Remember that it is timeless. You don't have to make a decision. It's not you're not going to be graded on this. And that you probably will have more success learning about this through channels of the internet. And again, that's message boards, that's videos, that's experts even, it could be TED Talks, right? It doesn't have to just be some random, internet. It's and you know how to use it. Like, you're going to use this to your advantage. So you know what you're doing here. Just remember to stay flexible about it. Try not to get emotionally wrapped up in it or bothered by it. Stay flexible with the concept, and you will find out who your allies really are and where you really belong, or where you really want to belong. Because the outcome card for the week, Sagittarius, is the tribe, and this is all about success. Success at the end of that discovery or that yearning or that learning, which is, I hope you can see this, these are just little families. They're kind of by themselves in sort of a vast desert, but they know they can trust each other and who they're with and who's around them, and they're there because they want to be there. They're there because they understand each other and they want to be there with each other, and it is family and it is nurturing. So you'll feel a lot of nurturing and camaraderie no matter what the outcome of your learning brings you about a specific topic or subject. So again, I'm not shocked. I mean, Sagittarian's ruling planet is Jupiter, and it's the planet of expansion, luck, and success, and being jovial. So when I say you'll find your tribe and people you're supposed to be around and people who will nurture and support you, it's because you already have a knack for that. You already know who to turn to or who to rely on. And if this is just strictly yourself and you're thinking about things for yourself, who can you rely on yourself? Yeah, absolutely. And you're going to find that you're not alone in what decision or outcome this contemplation brings you. It may be new. This group of people may be new, or you may have discovered something new about that group of people. So that's kind of cool, never boring. So Sagittarius, let's pull you some extra guidance cards from the Healing with the Angels Oracle. What are some additional messages for Sagittarius for the week of April 15th to April 21st? Listening. Wowza. I don't see this very much. So this is interesting. This is literally just saying to me with regard to this spread that it's important now, perhaps more important than ever, in your contemplation and learning curve and asking questions and deciding which, do you stand here, do you stand here, to do the bulk of the listening, to do the bulk of the research, and then compile this and take it in to examine at a later date versus espousing what you believe and what you think and what you no, this is a time for learning for you. And you are going to be in a position to do this because here in the center, you've learned, in order to get to the next level with this, in order to understand this fully, or to explain this fully, or to know where I belong, or which side I'm standing on, I do need to take a nap. I do need to take a step back, listen to what other people are saying and where they're coming from. And this will behoove you in the greatest way. Probably, again, so it seems like to get to something you need to take action. I think this is saying do the opposite this week. Just relax around this concern or this question. And it will come to you, and you'll learn more by listening. And I'm just going to add watching too, like watching what people say, especially if there is a great deal of time on the internet. you know, you can have someone explain something to you, the exact same thing, but tone matters. And the way people deal with each other matters. And if people are disrespectful, even if they're telling the, you know, their side of the story, it's like, you know, it's tone is important too, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Tone and attitude, even intention. You know, what's the intention of what this person is saying or trying to relay to me? Or vice versa. You know, what's my intention? What am I trying to say? Sue, this is lovely. I want to hear so much what's going on next week with you, because the additional message for you, Sagittarius, for the week is the card, the snake. And this is the card of transformation. Another highly spiritual card. So something is going to be determined, a decision, a thought process, a contemplation, I was here, but now I'm here, or I'm going to stay here, and now I know why. But it's going to be transformational for you. This is, I don't think it's like a heavy, weird, detrimental matter, but I do think this is an important matter to you, whatever this is this week. So you, you know, you risk transformation, and that's a very courageous act, to think about something or contemplate something so much that it will change your outlook. Many people are not willing to do this. Okay? It's a very courageous thing to do. So keep doing what you're doing and stay true to yourself, and just keep letting information come in. You really don't have to do much of anything. Just be fair, keep it coming in, and remember that there is timelessness. You're not on a clock agenda. You don't have to figure it out by a certain date. You know, you're on your clock. So this is wonderful. I look forward to seeing you next week. Please let me know what you think of the reading, or if it resonated with you, in the comments. Do take care of yourself, Sagittarius. Thanks for your patience with the late reading, and I will see you next week. Bye now.